What's going on, everybody? C4, welcome back to the channel, and today we're here for a new Madden 22 realistic rebuild with the 1-6 Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are a franchise that means a lot to me. The first ever realistic rebuild in Madden on YouTube was the Dolphins with Lamar Jackson. And if Miami might have fell out just a little bit, maybe here in 2021, they wouldn't be 1-6. They would have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL and be competitive in the AFC, but they went down the tank for Tua path. That's kind of blown up in their face a little bit. And what we're going to try to do here today is figure out how to make Miami Super Bowl contenders and get them a Super Bowl within a 5-year period. Now, there is a similarity between the two teams we have rebuilt this week. Did the Dolphins today? Did the Panthers earlier? Because ahead of the trade deadline, those are the two teams that are heating up for Deshaun Watson. And I'm not going to make this something about me explaining my thoughts on Deshaun Watson. I've done that before. I have almost a non-answer, unfortunately, because it's all, I want to wait and see kind of how it all plays out. But I know for a fact that it's not going to be a fun video, fun content with Deshaun Watson right now. So get these two teams out of the way, and then if something does happen with Deshaun and the cases get dropped or all that stuff comes to an end, gets reinstated to the league, plays football this year, we can reevaluate things. And until that time happens, I say that as someone that before all these allegations came out, Deshaun Watson might have been my favorite quarterback in the NFL. We're just going to wait and see. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. What I will also say on the matter is the support on the channel. Let's turn this into a positive. It's been absolutely incredible. I've been asking for 1,000 likes. When I want to do something that I necessarily don't want to do, but I want to see if you guys can motivate me to do it, I've been like, hey, 1,500 likes. I've been getting 2,000 to 2,500 likes on all my videos, so I'll say this right now. If this video gets 2,000 likes, I will do 2 realistic rebuilds next week. They're pretty hard to do, to be honest with you. It takes forever to record them. It takes forever for them to upload on YouTube. That's my job, wham, wham, wham. But if this gets 2,000 likes, I will go off my schedule, which is usually just 1 rebuild a week, and I'll do 2 realistic rebuilds next week. 2,000 likes on this video. You guys have been crushing it. I'm sure we're going to hit that, and I'm sure I'm going to have a couple late nights next week to get this content out. So let's take a quick snapshot here of the Dolphins roster. What are we working with? How much talent do we truly have? So, Jesus. Okay. Offensive line, we have Eichenberg, the rookie from Notre Dame, Jackson, Hunt, Kid. You're going to want probably do something like this, just to maximize your dev traits, right? So we're going to put Kinley at guard, Jackson left tackle, Eichenberg at right tackle. So you have 3 guys with dev traits, which could be worse. They all have pretty awful ratings. 73 for Hunt's not too bad. But ultimately, if we get the offensive line XP bonuses and stuff like that, maybe everything outside of center can be our offensive line goal. I don't know. That's a major question mark. You have Gesicki at tight end. He's an absolute beast. He's been crushing it for me in fantasy this year. 85, only 25 years old at 6'6", 250. Kind of like a glorified receiver, to be honest with you. But he's a beast at tight end, so I'm good there. Myles Gaskin at running back. 75 star dev, only 24. So again, maybe there's something there, especially if we could hit on a dev trait sooner than later. Wide receivers, you got Devontae Parker, 83. The rookie, Jalen Waddle, who, I'm going to be honest, I thought Waddle was the second best wide receiver. As a fan of a team that got the 3rd best wide receiver, if Philly had options between Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith at their pick, I would have been probably say, hey, let's get Waddle. But I think now when you're looking at it from a Dolphins standpoint, understand that you traded pretty much 2 first-round picks for Jalen Waddle. That's, I don't know. I wouldn't have done that. I have a friend that might be watching this video, and he would say in this situation, I know what side of the deal I'd want to be on. And I don't think it'd be the side that got Jalen Waddle for 2 firsts, but for the sake of this rebuild, he's going to be a beast. I'm pretty sure I know the dev trait. It's actually been a while, but I think his dev trait's pretty good, and therefore he is absolutely going to be a high ceiling player for us. We got Preston Williams, who's again kind of solid, just hasn't really been able to stay healthy. But ultimately, I'm looking at this. This is just a lot of what ifs. Like, we need a center, right? And I think they have Michael Dieter was their center, and he's still young. So they have a really young O-line, so it'd be nice to see if we can develop that. But we're good at tight end. We have playmakers at wide receiver. I don't know how much Devontae Parker's going to age well in this rebuild. What is he, 27? He's 28, 5 years. Yeah, we're probably going to need to address wide receiver. Running back, maybe, with Gaskin. I like Gaskin. He was really good at Washington. Maybe if this was real life, I'd be maybe a little bit worried about the wear and tear on the tires there because he carried the ball so much at Washington. Is he going to have a long career? But either way, everything on offense looks like there's some upside there. Let's look at this quarterback. I don't want to really give up on Tua right away, but I think we're going to have a short leash. I'm already in my head picturing maybe quarterbacks in 2023 that we look at. I still think maybe there's something there with Tua. I still think that for every bonehead, what are you doing? You're not a franchise quarterback play he has in a game, which unfortunately seems to be like on a weekly basis this season. There are still moments in those games where it's like, God damn, that's a good throw. That's a good ball. So it's just a consistency issue. Kind of reminds me of like, I don't want to say he's not as down bad as Daniel Jones in a degree because Daniel Jones' turnovers are just absurd. And they can't really justify Daniel Jones at this point because of the turnovers. He's a little bit older. To the positive plays, it's just not as frequent. But with Tua, I have a little bit of Daniel Jones in the sense that it's like, okay, you know, it's probably not looking great for his future prospects, but there still is something there. It's not like Josh Rosen territory and like that where it's like, all right, this guy's a backup. So I don't know. I'm going to give Tua for sure this year, and in my head right now, give me a reason to it and give you next year. So that maybe we look at that 2023 draft class for a quarterback if he's not the answer. That's kind of my way of thinking here on offense. Defensively, it's not brutal either. Front three all have depth traits. Wilkins, 78. Raekwon Davis, 71. They got Ogba, 82. How old's Ogba? 28 too? Probably 27, 28. That's interesting age for a 5-year rebuild, but let's keep rocking and rolling there. And then you look into the secondary where you have Byron Jones. You have Xavier Howard. Very expensive secondary. Nick Needham, Bogdahi. A lot of depth at corner. So that's a spot that's absolutely set and forget. Look at the rest of the secondary. You have I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to give Javon Holland the reps. I am a biased Canadian, but he's a rookie with a hidden depth trait. We're also going to for sure give Jalen Phillips reps. So you're looking at this defense, it's like, okay, reality, like we could get better at some of these spots. But in terms of immediate upgrades, the secondary looks pretty good. Maybe, you know, and this is someone that, like, I remember I mocked drafted. That draft, Eric Rowe came out so much to the Philadelphia Eagles. And we actually got him, and it didn't work out. But I'm thinking, you know, at some point we'll have to upgrade Rowe. Upgrade maybe Landon Roberts. I think Baker can be solid. He might be, you know, one of those guys that's going to be primed for getting a dev trade upgrade sooner than later. Van Ginkel, dev trade, you know, he's star dev. We got Jalen Phillips, hidden dev. Like, don't need a lot of pieces. This was a really good defense a year ago. So I just think it's going to be more so, can we develop what we have? Can we kind of fill in the bigger positions? And can we figure out that quarterback spot with Tua? And I think we do that. There's a Super Bowl in store here for the Miami Dolphins. But before we get into the rest of the video, fellas, do need to give a quick shout out to today's video sponsor, Bounty Sports. Before we get into things, we got to give a big shout out to Bounty Sports for sponsoring today's video. Bounty Sports offers the most user-friendly betting site I think I've ever used. On Bounty Sports, players pick winning teams while competing against other fans for cash prizes. The entry fees range from as low as $1 and all the way up to $50 for the high rollers, with prize pools getting as large as up to $1,000. I think overall, what's attracted me to Bounty Sports is the low-risk entering to potentially big payouts. And with weekly NFL contests, you know over here, we're gonna try and secure the bag. Signing up for Bounty Sports is very easy. I've used sites before, very difficult. You gotta jump through hoops just to get in and get on the action. Not here with Bounty Sports. And then make sure right down there in the referral code, use my code, Bounty4. Let's take a look at this week's NFL games and get in on the action. This week on Bounty Sports, we're going in for the 1K NFL Week 8 Pick'em. Need to hit on all these picks, man. I'm on a little bit of a cold streak here. So we have the Bengals and the Jets. Give me the Bengals. Obviously, just way too much going on, especially if Joe Flacco's QB for the Jets. I want the Rams. We have the Niners and the Bears. I think the Bears could potentially upset, but they got Jimmy G back there. You need to pick some upsets. I'm going to say give me the Bears. We have the Titans, Colts. I'll take the Titans. Panthers, Falcons. Give me the Panthers. Dolphins, Bills. Bills, Lions, Eagles. Honestly, I think the Eagles are you know, I don't like betting against my team, but give me the Lions here. Steelers, Browns. I will take maybe Pittsburgh in an upset here. Jacksonville, Seattle. Give me, this could actually be another. Is Russ back? Give me actually the Jags if Russ isn't back. We have the Patriots and Chargers. Give me the Chargers, even though I think that game will be close. Give me the Bucks over the Saints. Give me the football team over the Broncos and give me unfortunately, the Cowboys over the Minnesota Vikings. That is a winning bet bracket right there. If you sign up using the link in the description with the code BOUNTY4, you'll get a free $5 credit to start winning today, and there's no strings attached. No minimum deposits, no payment info, just $5 to test the site out for yourself, and it doesn't get any more risk-free than that. Pick some winning teams this week, try and compete against me, and win some big prizes on Bounty Sports. So just a very quick look at the meat and potatoes of the roster here. We always like at this point to like, who can we get rid of, right? Like, who's not worth it at this? Like Hearns, there's a contract that's coming out the book. Like, how much money are we gonna have to play with in this upcoming offseason? What are the kind of injuries are we dealing? Because every time we do this, I like to start with injuries on, just so we kind of inherit this. So we have Will Fuller here. Let's be honest, I actually might try to re-sign Will Fuller. It's only 27, great deep threat. I think we can make that work. Not much at tight end. O-line. Reader, how old is he? 29. That's a little old. So you definitely need a center on the offensive line. There are some linemen here that have less than ideal contracts as well. So we should be able to shave off some of those unwanted deals. Defensively, I mean, the defense is well built, to be completely honest with you. At least from a Madden standpoint, I really do think it will be important to get a dev trade for Jerome Baker, because he did just get re-signed, and you don't want him sitting on a normal dev with that big of a cap hit. I think like something like Justin Coleman, he can hit the open market. At Bognahy, maybe find a trade with one of these corners before too late, before the deadline. I mean, actually, the deadline is right now. Might have actually just passed. So we could be screwed there, but is what it is. I'm definitely just seeing on the defense and the offense, there are more than enough players that we're going to be able to shave off there. Hope the 49ers keep sucking, because we do have the 49ers pick. I actually forgot about that. Like, I have a buddy that's a Fins fan. I'm always talking like, man, you got no first rounders. Like, oh, yeah, you got from the Trey Lance pick. You actually still have a first, which is not too bad. The Niners, right now, the going rate for them is probably not going to be, you're going to have a pick that's out of the playoffs for the most part. So we're going to have to capitalize on that. But still, picks, future cuts, releases in the offseason, free enough salary cap, getting better. That is down the line. Right now, we are 1-6. We don't control our own destiny, so we just need to win as many games as possible, because there's no influence over our own draft picks. And let's try to figure out what the hell we got with Tua Tagovailoa. So without further ado, let's get into year one of the realistic rebuild of the Miami Dolphins. So as we look at the draft class here for the Dolphins, understanding that we are still going to have a solid pick. Like, I would be shocked if it's not around a top 10 pick. Quarterbacks are interesting. I would make an argument that really any of these QBs, I would say giving Tua another year breaks even in terms of like what I want to do, my desire for the quarterback spot for this year. I think we're good at wide receiver. We could absolutely grab an Evan Neal. I don't know. I haven't actually been paying attention in any of these realistic draft classes, the range that he's been going. But I do think there's more than enough offensive linemen that could be in consideration, like Kenyon Green, Ekwonu. Might not be sexy picks, Linderbaum. But if this Niner pick, for example, is late teens, 14, 15, 16, I could absolutely consider best lineman available. And we just don't look back. We could go defense for sure. I like that front three, but if a Thibodeau, Karlovitis is there, Hutchinson, Harrison is there, don't need to pitch my arm. DeMarvin Leal will be a great scheme fit for this team, as well as a 3-4 defensive end. Jordan Davis as a nose tackle could be an upgrade over Waquan Davis. Linebacking core, would agree. We need a middle linebacker, but I think Brandon Smith can play middle linebacker. Toto can play middle linebacker. Asamoah can play middle linebacker. Harris, Papo, Nakobe Dean. All those guys are legitimate. I will try to focus scout them when I can. I think you look into the secondary, that's probably a spot that I think most Dolphin fans would be like, okay, we're not getting another corner, right? We just paid both our guys. They're top paid. So I think, well, you look at safety. Kyle Hamilton's there. I mean, we can move to strong, so he can play anywhere. 6'4", 220. Brandon Joseph, Jordan Battle, Tyke Smith, Daxton Hill. Sign from Georgia. I mean, there's so much depth at strong at safety, just free or strong. Catalan, Brisker, Harville Pale, Paul Malo, all those guys could very well be big-time targets for us. Obviously, not all with the first round, but there's talent and depth at the spots that I really do think the Dolphins need to improve upon. So, I mean, dream pick, I'd say C4, dream pick right now, but who's the guy? Well, I'll tell you right now, when I started this Dolphin rebuild, I was more so thinking about next year's draft for who I really wanted to be maybe the face of this rebuild, but I think someone like Brandon Smith, the middle linebacker, could be juicy. I think anywhere on the defensive line, if Jordan Davis is still there at nose tackle, If Leal is still there, all those guys are scheme fits. That could be juicy. And I'll be honest, it's not sexy, but if we can get an interior lineman, tackle, anything to kind of improve our O-line, that also would be a top priority. Because of where we started from the start today, or whatever you want to call it, we are pretty much here quickly at mid-season. We did get a victory over the Houston Texans 28-18, so that's nice to get a win in the bank. Let's look at our contracts. Let's actually kind of see what the Dolphins salary cap situation is looking like. I don't really know if it's good or bad. It actually looks fairly good. I want Gesicki here for the remainder of the rebuild, so let's give him to 4 additional years. That is perfect. I think Will Fuller, in real life, probably not worth the money, but I'm intrigued, especially just because it's a 3-year deal. I feel like at 30, that's when I think Will Fuller will be at or near his expiration date. So I think keeping him for that amount of time is interesting. I think same for Ogba, if we can get him a 3-year deal, very agreeable in terms of like, you know, how we can maximize his overall and his potential, and then get out before, you know, the bad part of the ugly contract would come out. So that's good. I don't really know outside of that. I mean, Nick Needham has a dev trait. Maybe just keep him around. Probably not going to hurt us too much. Who knows? Maybe he, you know, all it takes, especially if he's playing in the slot, all it takes is 1 week to be like, hey, coach, feeling pretty good. Give me a dev trade, comes superstar, and then that's an absolute bargain deal. So I definitely want to come back for Will Fuller. Other than that, you know, we can thin out a little bit on the roster and then take all that extra salary cap and get better in the offseason. We finished out year 1, and we did get a couple wins. 3 wins to be exact. 4-13 is how the Dolphins finished. I think that's utterly, you know, a disappointing season considering, you know, 2020, their defense was like carrying them to like playoff positions and battling for playoff spots. This was quite the considerable drop-off. I mean, let's look at what we got in the building. Around the league, nothing too crazy. Again, we're starting with, you know, half of that is real stats. Tua finished with almost 3,000 yards, 23 touchdowns, 16 picks, 59% completion percentage. It's not great. Running the ball, 600 yards, 4 touchdowns for guys. Just have no rushing attack whatsoever, which is unfortunate because I do think with that dev trait, maybe there's something there with Myles Gaskin. From a receiving standpoint, Gesicki had a huge year, 86 catches, almost 950 yards, 8 touchdowns. We'll round up 8-4 for Devontae Parker, 750-7. Jalen Waddle, that's not a bad rookie season by any means. Will Fuller was hurt for most of the year. We did get him re-signed, so hopefully that can be even more like a nice 4-headed just receiving attack between Gesicki, Waddle, Parker, and Will Fuller. Jerome Baker over 100 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 picks. We had 8.5 sacks from Ogba, 7.5 Christian Wilkins, which is good, honestly, for a 315-pound D-end. Van Ginkel, 12 TFLs. Yeah, you still want to see all those numbers be up a little bit higher than what they were. 5 picks, Xavier Howard is great, especially for how much money we're paying him. Would like to see, you know, Byron Jones to get a couple picks. Would like to see Javon Holland get a couple picks. Just wasn't in the cards here this season. 31st offense in the NFL. Good to know that as we go in this offseason, so we know what positions we need to really address. Heineke coming in number 10 for the MVP. Sure. Why not? In the AFC, let's just see. Do we got any Dolphins? I have my doubts. Offensively, Jalen Waddle coming in number 6 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Javon Holland at number 4. Jalen Phillips at number 8. And for the remainder of the awards, yeah, nothing there. A lot of Buffalo Bills. A lot of same division, but not us. So we have good salary cap, over $40 million to try to improve this squad in free agency. And as you can look at the My Team ranks, we were not good at anything. Recap from the year. I don't even think this serves a point. The Bucs beat the Bengals. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase going to the Super Bowl, but Tampa wins back-to-back. Antoine Winfield Jr. is the MVP, but this is usually the point in time. We also get to see if any player on our squad went up a dev trait. I can't see it this year, but we'll double check here. On the offense, well, Jalen Waddle came out superstar, which is great. No other dev traits on the offense, unfortunately. Defensively, so Phillips had hidden dev, he's star. Javon Holland had hidden dev, he's star. Wilkins, Christian Wilkins went to a superstar. I'll take that. I was more expecting or hoping a Jerome Baker normal 2A star, but I will grab very happily a superstar 26-year-old defensive end. That is good enough for me. Do want to kind of rid ourselves of some bad contracts. I don't really feel like we need a fullback. If I do, I can move Patrick Laird to fullback. So let's get rid of that contract. Let's get rid of Alan Hearns' contract. There's another almost $3 million. Shaheen, you know, he could take his Facebook sites, get out of here. On the offensive line, what do we got? Greg Little. Maybe there's still some upside there. There's some actually just a lot of junk on this offensive line as well, unfortunately. Jesse Davis, there's $2 million in the bank. Don't need you. You're 30. You know, best of luck in your future endeavors. I think on the defensive side, what do we have here? Butler's on another almost $3 million. Definitely not going to be getting any snaps over our new shiny superstar Dev Wilkins. So I don't think so there. And Ginkle's affordable. I'm seeing some guys are going to have to get paid soon for sure. Get rid of this guy. There we go. Fijeldum at safety, the former Bengal. Don't need you. You're pretty much a special teamer at this point. And old Eric Rowe, I think we can do a little bit better. There's $4 million. So we have thinned the roster. What do we got? Special teamers. Sanders is a good kicker. We need a punter. We just freed up. I think we're going to have like 60. 60! Let's go. Let's go shopping. So for free agency, I'm actually not going to spend as much money as I thought. The market was pretty old. I tried going in for Terran Armstead. I literally, right now, the fair bid was 42. I think I offered him $56, $57 million, and it was still behind the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm like, all right, let's not force that issue too much. Let's go punter. Just because why not? Star dev punter, sure. They don't grow on trees. And then I'm going to look at Leighton Vander Esch, up to a superstar dev. We're going to come with a big bid because we'll be able to kick him inside to play with Jerome Baker in the middle of this defense. And other than that, we'll just keep our money. You know, it's going to carry over year to year to year. So we're only going to be able to re-sign our players easier in season and have more money to push on to further years when there's, you know, free agents that kind of fit where we're at with the team. Not guys that are looking to win right now, veterans, but guys with some upside. Nice, we got Vander Esch, which is huge, but the punter's playing hardball. Jesus. Punter playing hardball. Got him the second week. Let's get to the draft. So we are now here at the draft, and you're about to see, I was not expecting this. When we start this draft, I had a blueprint in my head of how this rebuild's going to go. I did not expect the Niners to have the second pick in the draft. So the Lions, first up here, are going to grab probably Thibodeau. So now, this is where I had no idea. Like, there's 2 players, 3 players maybe in my mind that we could go. I will say Thibodeau going 1 makes it easier because I was like, you can't pass on him. But, like, Stingley should be, like, in terms of top 5 true talent players, is in that top 5. Right? We're looking here, Evan Neal at offensive line. But it's more so, I think Evan Neal is the pick. I'm probably going to go to it unless I can talk myself right here out of it. It's just like, does tackle still go with 2 in today's NFL? Like, Sewell went 8. He had a fall. You know, you're looking at all the other guys like Jedrick Will, not Jedrick Will, he's been solid, but Tristan Wirfs, and you look at the dude from Northwestern, Slater. Like, the tackles just aren't going, you know, top 3, top 5 anymore. And then I'm like, well, where else could we go? It's like, oh, we can go Leal on the defensive line, but like, is he worth the second pick? No. And like, you're going way down here. You know, Kyle Hamilton's probably better than the 15th player. Need help at safety, but overall, you know, I would make an argument that our secondary with Xavier Howard, with Byron Jones, have Javon Holland, you know, improving the offensive line might be the best bet. We have 2 first-round picks next year. So I was like, do I trade out of 2? Is there a team at 3, 4, 5, or 6? And it's the Eagles, and the Eagles aren't really going to trade up. So I'm thinking at this point, we just go with the best player available. Just absolutely disgusting offensive tackle. One of the most athletic for like a height, weight, speed. He is, I'm going to be shocked if he's not, if right there with like Mekhi Becton territory in terms of success, in terms of athletic profile. So we need to help out the offense here. It's between Evan Neal and Kyle Hamilton at this point, and I just feel like the secondary is a lot better than the offensive line is. So let's get our franchise tackle here. Evan Neal, hidden dev. Don't know what the rating is yet, but let's be honest, it's probably going to be top 3 in the draft. You know, the second round, I will say, Jackson Kirkland still being there is a little frustrating because, you know, maybe if we went Hamilton and Kirkland's probably going to be better than going Evan Neal and then just to throw a safety up there like Catalon or Jordan Battle. We do need a strong safety, and Catalon is legit. First, second rounder. Don't have his scouting too far ahead there. I'm like, all right, what else do we need? We can use an edge rusher. Little linebackers still. There's still some value there. But ultimately, it's like, what do we got? Nose tackle. He's gone. Davis already went, obviously, first rounder. I think we're fine at edge. I want to try to rock and roll their edges, right? Van Ginkel, Jalen Phillips. I don't necessarily think that's where we need to go. So still looking on the O-line. The value is still there, especially here at left guard. We have Sawyer, first, second rounder. But now you think of our offensive line. You got Evan Neal at left tackle. Left guard, we're going to probably go Kinley. Center, still a spot we don't have a player for. Maybe we can move one of the guards in. Right guard, we'll go with Hunt. Right tackle, I kicked out Austin Jackson. Ratings aren't great, but that is minus a center. All offensive lines with dev traits that we can continue to grow and build. And then it's just like we don't really... Running back? Breece Hall's still there. There's still legit wide receiver. We don't need that though because we did pick up the deal on Will Fuller. I think maybe we need a game changer at running back. Breece Hall. You know, I feel like the Dolphins really wanted to get Travis Etienne, and they were shocked when the Jags got him in the first round. So let's see if we can grab ourselves a running back here. Breece Hall. But see, then it's we got to do it because I'm thinking next year you got Bijan Robinson, Tank Bigsby, but Breece Hall's not bad value. It's either him or the guard. I don't want to double up on the offensive line. Think Breece Hall has a dev, which we got one. Not, burner by any means, but gives us maybe a little bit more upside than Myles Gaskin at running back because he was kind of disappointing last year. Final pick we'll just showcase here. I wanted a safety, so we got Bubba Bolden out of Miami. 6'2", 210. Most likely we'll flex him to compete for strong safety reps as a rookie. Whew. We're tripping in heat with this draft, man. Evan Neal, second overall pick. 77 hidden dev. Franchise, left tackle, plug and play. We got Breece Hall here, 72 with a hidden dev. Don't know if he's going to immediate starter, but we probably will let him be RB1. Bubba Bolden, 69 with a normal dev. I did not hit on any other dev traits for the remainder of the draft. We got Jalen Tolbert, wide receiver from South Alabama, 67. Josh Wiley, tight end from Cincinnati, one of my favorite sleeper tight ends. No dev trait, though. We got Smoke Monday at safety, 67 normal. Then Corey Durden, just general defensive lineman, formerly of Florida State, now of NC State. But it's all about those first two picks and also, giving Tua one more year with a brand new tackle. Should help keep him upright a little bit. Brand new running back. Should help him more balance to the offense. And then we have 2 first-round picks next year to, in case this year doesn't work out well for Tua. But I'm genuinely hoping Tua's really good, to be honest with you. I like Tua. So the Dolphins kind of look like this as we gear up for year 2. Offensive line, Evan Neal at left tackle. We're going to go Kinley, Dieter, Hunt, and Jackson on the offensive line. Gesicki at tight end. Tua getting another year to be and prove that he can become a starting quarterback in the NFL. 75 star, only 24. The book hasn't closed on Tua to make something out of himself here in the NFL in Miami. Breece Hall will be our starter at running back. We have Gaskin there. I actually converted Lynn Bowden. He's kind of a versatile player. I made him just a third running back. He's more valuable to our team as a running back. You'll see in just a second. We have Will Fuller and Jaden Waddle on the outside. We'll have Devontae Parker in the slot, big possession slot type player. Even though, jump ball. You do want some of his jump ball ability for sure, but I don't know. We'll see. We can adjust that as the season progresses. Defensively, front 3, Christian Wilkins with the superstar dev. Happy to have that. We have Raekwon Davis and Ogbah in the front 3. Linebacker core, Van Ginkel. Van Der Esch will be brought in via free agency. Baker and Jalen Phillips. Looks pretty good. We have Javon Holland. I moved Noah Igbenogany to safety just because we have surplus requirement right there. Maybe he can reinvent himself at a new position. Jones, Howard, and Needham make up our corner room. We got 2-star. Everything about this team at every level. A lot of upside, and we're going to have Lynn Bowden be our third down back, 75 overall. That's pretty solid for him. So I think that this team can surprise some folks, but if not, got 2 first-round picks. We can do a lot of damage as we gear up to year 3. But I'm saying we had 4 wins last year. I think we can get 6 or 7 this year. I will say, the whole thing I was thinking in my head is this is the year that you want a quarterback. So many people are sour, saying it's like 2013 for the quarterback class in 2021. But this year, there are 3 quarterbacks, maybe even 4, that I think I'm in, depending on how the board falls between Bryce Young, DJ Ugalagale, which I'm never going to get his name right. DJU, we'll just call him that. Anthony Richardson, who's insane for the Florida Gators. And we got CJ Stroud there from Ohio State. All those guys, legitimate first-rounders, even though DJ's looking a little rough this year with Clemson. I think he'll bounce back. It's just he's essentially a rookie. And, we'll do our scouting on all those guys. Hopefully find the right one in case Tua ain't it here in year 2. All right, first little tidbit from year 2. Noah Igbenogany, looking pretty good at strong safety. Has a chance to go up to a superstar dev trait here against the Denver Broncos. That'd be nice. Unfortunately, not that good of a transition to strong safety. Does not get his dev trait. And at about the midway point of the season, not bad. Technically, we're first in the East at 4-5. Coming off a Week 10 victory over the Colts, where Xavier Howard, 7 tackles, 2 interceptions on Carson Wentz. Got him a Player of the Week award. But we need to talk about contracts. What do we got? Scouting focus player, too, as well. I think it's just the QBs. Maybe we're starting to get an idea what QB. We got 75 on Young. We'll get 75 on DJ. And let's see if we can finish out Anthony Richardson here. Get those big 3 quarterbacks. And then, maybe a little bit later on in the process, make sure we can get out CJ Stroud. Maybe look at Grayson McCall, the quarterback of Coastal Carolina. 4-5. I did not expect us to be first place in the East. And we're just looking at QB. What is Tua? Is Tua actually playing well? Tua's, I guess it's the best. It's not bad. 15. The touchdown to interceptions look good. Completion percentage not so much. I mean, at this point, maybe we're just pumping up his trade value potentially. But looking at the draft, but looking at the free agents, Christian Wilkins. Let's get him locked up. 4-year deal, remainder of the rebuild till he's 30. We have Van Ginkel looking for a 4-year deal. Yeah, it's a little rich for my blood, but it's a position I don't really want to have to worry about. Gaskin, at this point, don't really need an RB2 with Breece Hall. So, hey, we got a lot of money again to play with in the offseason. And at the end of year number 2, we made the playoffs. That's an AFC East title. We lost no less than 3 of our final games of the season, maybe 4. Coming in absolutely cold. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, no, 3 of our last 4. It's not that bad then. Ravens, Packers, Browns. So we lost to the playoff teams. Maybe that's why it felt worse. Because all right, anytime we're playing a team that we might see in the playoffs, they handled business accordingly. Well, let's take a look at our stats here. Got the Browns. That's always fun. Tua. That's the important one. I'll tell you right now. Again, those numbers are just... those are move on from numbers. Especially if we can land a quarterback. But maybe with our draft picks, who knows what QB we're going to land here. 4,300 yards, 27 touchdowns, 10 picks for Tua is not bad. But it's also I don't think we're winning games because of Tua. He's not putting the team on his back. Almost 900 yards, 13 touchdowns, Breece Hall. Not a bad rookie season. 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns, Will Fuller. Yes, that's why we re-signed him. 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns for Jalen Waddle. 8-5 for Gesicki. Almost, that's too much of a generous. I'm not going to round that up, but 650 and 4 for Devontae Parker. I mean, I'm happy with those numbers. The big dogs are reading. 134 tackles, Jerome Baker. 2 interceptions, 133 tackles, 3 picks for Van Der Esch, 114 for Igbenogany. There we go. 10 TFL, 7.5 sacks Phillips, 6.5 Ogba, 5.5 Wilkins. Okay numbers. 5 picks. Xavier Howard again, just proving why he's one of the best ball hawks in the NFL. Looking at the yearly awards, still have the worst back-to-back offensive yards. Last year we were 32nd. This year we're 32nd. Mahomes is the MVP. Looking at the AFC, just seeing if we have any. Miami Dolphins. Breece Hall is the offensive rookie of the year. I like seeing that. Defensive rookie there went to George Karlaftis from Purdue there. I don't think we're going to have anybody else. We do not, but we made the playoffs in year 2 with the Dolphins. And I'll say this. If Tua can go on a Cinderella run, and I'm talking AFC Championship, I'll pass on the QB. I'll give Tua another year. AFC Championship though, Tua. Let's see it. And we got the Browns. I almost feel like if you can beat the Browns, I need to give them another year. Browns are not a fun assignment in Madden. In real life, they're not a fun assignment. Good luck stopping that running attack. But if you can take away the run attack, put it on Baker Mayfield's shoulders, that's another team that might have a couple questions at the QB spot. Even though I think if I'm the Browns, I am sticking with Baker Mayfield. I think that's going to be a contract that will potentially not age well, though, because their team is pretty much designed to not rely on Baker Mayfield. But look at this. That was an elite goal line stand there. We go for on 4th down, get the touchdown. Defense is tired, but a minute 20 for Tua to keep his job. 4th down. No, couldn't get it. Unfortunately, went down swinging. Not a bad game for Tua. It wasn't like he was costing the team, but if the QB's there, man, we're going to take a QB. To close out this season, it was the Niners, who were the second worst team in the league last year, because we had their first round pick. Okay. And the disrespect to have the Offensive Rookie of the Year just be the NFC Offensive Rookie of the Year. Disagree with that. Breece Hall, put some respect. I think you get an upgrade. Let's take a look at our team. Do we have any dev traits to go? Just Tua go up to Superstar. That'd be cool. Probably not. Breece Hall did not go up dev trait either, even though he's Offensive Rookie of the Year. Got the little skill point there to spend up to a 79. Happy that we drafted him in the second round for sure. But dev trait would have been nice. Will Fuller went up dev trait. We have 2 superstars there. Evan Neal is unveiled to be a superstar. No surprise there, to be honest with you. Defensively, let's see. We got Vander Esch is up to an X Factor. Nice. Ogba's up to a superstar. Nice. That is it in terms of dev traits. But hey, there's rebuilds where you go 2-3 years without anyone going up a dev. I will take whatever we can get with this Dolphins roster. I'm looking at the free agents. There's not one guy that I want to... Like, the only one that was even remotely interesting is Kareem Hunt, and I don't want to... It just doesn't make sense. Breece Hall, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Center is an interesting spot, but there's literally nothing there. We have J.C. Treader. He wants a 2-year deal. I feel like there might be something else next year. Let's just see here, actually, because I don't want to go without anybody here. Let's give something like that. What is that stack against the Packers? I feel like the Packers have a pretty big bid. They have a massive bid. So, yeah. Just keep our money. Keep our money. Be able to keep the guys in-house next year before they hit the open market. So the bad news is that the Niners were good. So we have picks 19 and 32. I think we're going to have to trade both of them to grab a quarterback. I think we're going to have to get up close to the top 10. I'm not going to bother. We're not going to get number 1. So I think, unfortunately, Bryce Young is going to be out of the equation. So I think we can look at DJ. I think we can look at Anthony Richardson. I think we can look at CJ Stroud. I feel like that's going to kind of be the range that we'll be picking in. And most likely, we're going to try to package those 2 first-rounders to move up the draft board here a little bit. All right, it's draft time. Like, I'm going to be realistic. 19 and 31. I think, like, we're going to have to just skip a couple. I'm not going to finesse. I want this to be realistic. I'm not going to be able to get up into the top 5 with those picks. I'm not going to go beyond that. So I think pick 6 is where we could start. And look, the QBs are coming off the board. But we'll pause this one at pick number 6, which is Houston. Boute's gone. Oh, wow. I mean, at this point, do we even trade up? Like, I don't know if CJ Stroud's good enough to get 2 first-round picks. I guess it's all about how desperate you are. Like, I'm trying to think, like, Saints probably don't need a quarterback. Vikings might. Let's do this one. I feel like Minnesota could take them. So we're going to move up. I almost wonder would they be interested in Tua. That seems no, because if you're sitting there and you need a quarterback, you're probably not grabbing Tua. So let's see if we can give him 19. I mean, 19 in a second could be enough to go up, what, 5, 6 spots? My math's obviously all over the place. 7 spots, a first and a second. And what are they looking for? What do they need? Do they have anything that I can, like, throw in a player? You need a tackle. You need a guard. Right guard. Well, I'm not giving you my right guard. You can kiss my ass. Middle linebacker, right outside linebacker. Jerome Baker, meh. I mean, we can give you You need a safety? I give you Brandon Jones. You can kick him to free safety. Let's try that. There we go. A 1, a 2, and Brandon Jones to move out to pick 12 so that we can get CJ Stroud, quarterback, the only one that's left. I'll tell you right now, in my head, when I started this rebuild, I was like, all right, we're getting Bryce Young. We can do like the Alabama quarterback. Tua play, second and third round talent. I don't even know if it's worth it at this point. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's commit to it. We're committing to it. CJ Stroud. It'd be one of those things. If I didn't get CJ Stroud and Tua sucks, then we'd be like, why did I just get CJ Stroud? You know? I feel like with the second first round pick, let's just get the best center prospect available. That is Darian Dalcour from Alabama. First round, second rounder. We're picking late. This is the last pick or second to last pick. Last pick. And a hidden dev center. There we go. Glad we did not throw that money at the veteran treader for a Band-Aid. We got a guy that we can build around. I think our O-line's set and forget at this point. So here's how our draft played out. Did not expect it would be more of a scenario where we get the quarterback that falls to us. But when you have two picks that are going to be incredibly difficult to get into the top 5, it's kind of what it is. So we got CJ Stroud. Turn that frat upside down. 70 hidden dev. He's only 20. So let's see. Got another guy there coming in competition there with Tua. We got Dalcourt, 73 hidden dev on the offensive line. That's huge. Did not hit on any other hidden devs. I'm struggling in my own draft classes, finding the value players with dev. But we got Dwight McLaughlin from LSU, 68. We got Bogle from Florida, 66. Anoma, who used to be an Alabama commit, 5-star recruit. The Tennessee Martin, 65. We got Ika, nose tackle, formerly of LSU. So we just went heavy SEC. Cam Hart at corner. We finished with Jax Deneen at fullback out of Kansas State. CJ Stroud. Let's see what he got. So looking at our offense, look at how our team's going to line up for year 3. O-line, we're keeping everyone together. They're developing okay, and we have Dalcourt there to anchor the offensive line, 73. We're going to go with CJ Stroud. There's no point just letting him sit behind Tua. What I am going to do is throw Tua up on the trade block. We'll be interested to see what kind of compensation comes our way. It's probably not going to be great, but maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised. Reigning offensive rookie of the year, Breece Hall, is in our backfield. New superstar dev, Will Fuller, paired with Waddle and the veteran Parker. I'm optimistic, really, with all of our skill position players. Defensively, got a new X Factor in Van Der Esch, a new superstar in Agba. So the front 7 is looking pretty promising. Still surprised Baker hasn't got up dev trait yet. Igbenogany at safety. Hopefully he continues to develop at his new position. Holland's good. Xavier Howard's pretty much been copy-paste 5 picks a year. Would like to see Byron Jones, maybe a little more out of him. Need him in the slot. But this is a very well-rounded defense, and I think we can make the playoffs here again. But I'm really, really interested to see. We've had 2 years of a pace set with Tua. Can Stroud just, even though the rating's not there, sometimes sim is weird. Certain quarterbacks excel in the sim over others. Can he beat Tua's, 27 touchdowns last year? I think he might. So then the trade offers for Tua. Oddly enough, we are getting a first from Green Bay. Maybe they don't like that they have in Jordan Love. I mean, if you're Green Bay, I almost feel like I should take that. I wouldn't be shocked. 27-10, what Tua put up, I'm taking that. I could see a way with Tua playing how he played with us last year. A team that, if you're Green Bay, too, and you're like, oh shit, Jordan Love is not our guy. Let's, someone like Matt LaFleur could be arrogant enough to be like, give me Tua. Whatever it costs, give me Tua. You could be our, I'm not even going to think twice about it. I will take that. Thank you. I would say if we had a high pick last year coming the top QBs, sure. But I think that's a little bit of the compensation for us. I don't want to say settling because I'm optimistic that CJ Stroud is going to be fantastic for us, but we settled for a quarterback prospect. So if we can get whatever maximum value for Tua, and this has been, let's be honest, they have adjusted the computer offers. I think more often than not, they're just garbage. More often than not, when you put a player on the trade block, it's not like you're finesse. You're getting first-round players, high overall dev trait guys. They're giving you you want a first-round pick? I'll give you a third for it. Just stupid stuff like that. So if someone is going out there to give me first for Tua, that's the last we're going to talk about it. I have no qualms about that. All right, no messing around. Season opener, week 1 on the road in Vegas. And we're going to bring it in live. We're going to hop on the 6 and see how CJ Stroud can handle his NFL debut. So we can get our first completion there. CJ Stroud, don't know if he has the long dreads, but you know what? Maybe he grew them out. Maybe he said, you know what? The long dreads, that's going to be my style because that's what I'm about now. Party in the back. Business in the front. Actually go slants, a play that I haven't been able to run in the last couple times I've played Madden because the Eagles can't run it. Able to go back to Devontae Parker. My God, Breece Hall is a genetic freak. Oh, let's go first. Touchdown. Keeps it in the red zone. CJ Stroud on the ground. Dolphins take the lead. Oh my God, we got a dual threat on our hands here. We got a dual threat. He's gonna get 50 rushing touchdowns this season. Go, 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 go. You're so fast. You're so fast. You should be able to run out that whole defense. Look at him go. Look at him go. Cam Newton in the flesh. Prime rookie Cam Newton is what we got. Jalen Wall, baby. Jalen Wall, baby. We can probably sim this one out now. Maybe not. They're getting a little close. I'll be a pain in the ass too if they threw a pick while we just sim there a little bit. I want 4. We want that 4th rushing touchdown. We want to put on an all-time debut. All-time. 5 total touchdowns, CJ Stroud, and a decimation of the Vegas Raiders. So the debut of CJ Stroud got me hype. 216 yards, touchdown, no picks, 4 rushing touchdowns. You know, I think we made the right call. So we're here about the midway point of the season in 5-3, sitting atop of a very competitive AFC East with the Jets, Bills, and Patriots. Really one game separating who's going to be first, who's going to be last. Still lots of football to be played. Actually, Week 9 had an award winner. Who was it? Probably on defense? No, it was CJ Stroud again. 3 passing touchdowns. The rookie sensation is on fire. Let's go. But let's look at some contracts. Get a lot of money. Haven't been spending in free agency. So that means we can keep guys in-house. And unfortunately, it doesn't really look like there's anything too, crazy. I think we still keep these offensive line guys together. Let's get 3-year there for Solomon Kinley. Austin Jack. Like, it's just one of those things. I think they can get up to the 80s. And they're all going to get roughly around 80 and peak at the same time. And I'll take an entire offensive line of 80 overalls every day of the week, come year 4, come year 5. Igbenogany, let's get him. He's been okay at strong safety. I have him as part of the weekly training, just so he's constantly, perfecting his craft. That's not a bad deal for Raekwon Davis. It's at a point right now we can almost get it to a $3 million cap hit that if we do see an upgraded D tackle, he's just solid depth and get some good rotation there. Robert Hunt at right guard, same kind of deal. Give him a 3-year. These contracts are very affordable. We can work and build our team around. The only guy I'm not sure about is Devontae Parker. I am stressing the focus for all my scouts this year at the wide receiver position. It is a strength of the draft class. So I just feel, we can get younger. I don't really know what style of wide receiver, because we have Jalen Waddle, because we have Will Fuller, maybe more of a possession guy. But even though we don't have any wide receiver specials, all of these guys are going to be working and scouting at wide receiver, with Nationals wide receiver. We're scouting wide receivers in the West and Central, outside linebacker in the Northeast, and D tackle in the SEC. All that being showed is just because I don't think we need to re-sign Devontae Parker. We're going to be able, with our 2 first-round picks, the one that we recruit for Tua and our own, probably should be able to land a top wide receiver too. So to close out year 3, the first year of the CJ Stroud, we make the playoffs, tied for first place in the AFC East. Patriots, I guess, had the tiebreaker, but 10-7, so already kind of ahead of where we were last year, making the playoffs with Tua, and it's just continuing to justify. At least we made the right decision. And at worst, if you were someone that was like a Tua truther, and like we needed to keep Tua, we didn't make the wrong decision, because we're still maintaining a fairly high level of success here. So let's take a look at our stats. Really interested to see what CJ Stroud did, and it looks pretty good. Obviously, we should compare it right now to Tua. As a rookie, 4,400 yards, 32 touchdowns, 8 picks. Also chipped in almost 300 yards on the ground, 5 rushing touchdowns. So 37 total. We traded Tua to the Packers. 30-18, had 4, so 30, pretty close, honestly, but more turnovers for Tua, which was kind of an issue year 1 in the Dolphins. Last year, he kind of cut them up for us, but I'm happy with the CJ Stroud move. I think it's going to be better for both teams. Rushing, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns there for Breece Hall, plus, like I said, CJ Stroud offers a nice little dynamic there. Receiving, 1,100 yards, 4 tutties for Jalen Waddle, 9-5 for Gesicki, 9-13 for Will Fuller. That's a crazy year. He might be up for a dev trade. Devontae Parker was solid in his final year with the Miami Dolphins. Defensively, 100 tackles for Van Der Esch, 2 interceptions. 100 tackles, 5 sacks for Jerome Baker. 14 sacks for Manny Ogba, 7 for Wilkins. It's 5 and I mean, come on, man. Like Van Ginkel, Jalen Phillips, what's going on, fellas? Need a little bit more from you. Nick Needham led the team with 3 picks. Wow, quiet year for Xavier Howard. Hopefully he didn't peak. This is in the beginning of the downside of him. Russell Wilson is the MVP of the league. CJ Stroud is a rookie coming in at number 5. Let's go. Love seeing that. Number 3 for Offensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year easily is going to CJ Stroud. I would love for him to go up a dev trade. I don't even know what his dev trade is yet, to be honest with you. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Miles Murphy. Best QB went to Holmes. CJ Stroud at number 3. And then quickly looking here for the rest of the awards. Nothing too crazy. So we got a first round. We got to run the gauntlet here in the playoffs. Very similar to last year. Would love to get our first win, to be honest with you. But I do want to take a sneak peek at that dev trade. I can't remember. It's my draft classes. I made them so long ago. I'm pretty sure it's star, but it could be superstar. No, it is a star. 81 star right now with the boost. Happy with it. You know, it would have been nice if we get superstar. It would be nice if we earned a superstar with that Offensive Rookie of the Year and the kind of numbers he put up, given the fact that he was right there in the MVP race. But Madden's super weird like that. I mean, who gets dev traits is so freaking random. It's as random as a super sim, which we're about to go in against Lamar Jackson in said super sim. Hopefully it's not as random. This should be a very close matchup, as both teams are an 83 overall. Let's go. Baltimore is a tough sim team for sure, especially with Lamar. Lamar's very good. Our defense is solid. Someone like Jalen Phillips should be he's such a freak athlete. Could contain Lamar. Could have him spying between Van Der Esch as well. And we're able to get a touchdown here. Defense falls flat, lets them score right before halftime. And they were just moving the ball way more than we are. Looks like we had a splash play which led to our run touchdown. Other than that, Baltimore is dominating time of possession. And this is just, again, more proof why in year 5 we are pretty much going to be eliminating the Super Sim. Now, this is not as ridiculous as years past because this is really just the first year of the Dolphins being good. We still have 2 more seasons left, but that is just, far too common when you're playing Super Sim in Madden 20. It's horrific. Like I will say this. I'm almost to a point where I'll go on PC where they have the mods to kind of make the Super Sim a little bit better, a little bit more realistic. I think it's Sabo mods. Could be wrong. It's been in a couple of years. But I think, I don't know, man. The sim is just so bad. So bad. So to close out year 3, it was a Titans-Cowboys Super Bowl, Tennessee, and Derrick Henry getting the Super Bowl. You know what? Even though I am very much like you're either on Team Derrick Henry or Team Christian McCaffrey, and I've always been on Team Christian McCaffrey. Derrick Henry is awesome, and I'd love to see Derrick Henry get a Super Bowl. I don't really care about the Titans that much, which is a positive. Like if they won the Super Boll, congrats. Look at our team, please be yes. Got the dev tape for CJ Stroud. Exactly what we need. Let's work on the field general. I don't care if it's gonna shoot up his overall. That is huge. That is huge for us. Rest of the guys on offense. Regression for Devontae Parker. Glad we did not re-sign him. Nothing else there. Defensively, we have no dev traits. Whatever, man. QB going up dev trait. That's probably the most important. I'm working my way through the free agents. Like this, it's like pulling teeth. These last few free agents, there's nothing. There's literally not one thing. The only free agent that even remotely interests me, not wide receiver because I want to get wide receiver in the first round. The only guy that I was like, maybe, was James Daniels here at right guard. Like fits the ethos of our team, not trying to get super old veterans at this point. And even then, there's just no point. The rest of our team's still fairly solid, even though it is an upgrade. It's an unnecessary upgrade. Might as well just, again, keep our money in-house so we can re-sign all of our free agents. But this has just been 2 not great free agency periods. Did throw some money at a fullback. We got Alec Ingold, 28 years old, 79 with a star dev, because got to get something. So once we get into the generated players, that's where I actually kind of see the value in mock drafts just a little bit, because they don't tend to steer you too far off. So we do have 2 first-round picks. I am looking at wide receiver, but let's see what this game. So we have Braden Pleasant from Georgia. We only have him 60% scouted. Yikes. And then we're picking where's our other pick? Was it a future first? Oh, that was actually kind of stupid. And I'm just now realizing the first round pick we got for Tua wasn't for this year's draft, it's for next year's draft. Okay, wish someone would pause the video, tell me right now that I would have done that. Doesn't really change much, but it made me look like an absolute idiot. All right, let's start this draft. We know we need a wide receiver. I don't know which one I want for sure. There's a boss guy that looked pretty good from my scouting. He's probably gone, I'm gonna guess. He is. Okay. So now the only guy we had scouted is a bust. So, like Floyd Jackson looks fairly good. I mean, all those guys that I have had scouted earlier. Let's just go with the Cattell fast. You want broad. You want 3-cone. What do we got here? McAllister, Tennessee. No information. He is. This is probably gonna be the guy. 5th in 40. Top 10 in broad, 2nd in the 3-cone, to 20. This guy's actually probably insane. I just wasn't scouting because I wasn't the style of wide receiver I wanted. I wanted like the big possession type guy. See, Floyd Jackson, 1st, 2nd rounder. A catching, which is pretty good. Not bad, 40 for his size. I just think we gotta go with the tried, tested, and true method. Which is anyone else I missed? Stephen Flemings, Michigan State. 6'3", 230, A catching traffic, 4'3". But look, man, the broad, all that stuff is not... That guy actually looks really good. But I think we have to go with the guy that just ticks. There's always one of them, fellas. Regardless of new combine, new scouting, everything, you look for the attributes of the physicals. They usually the tell. So let's get Shaq McAllister, wide receiver from Tennessee. We got 91 acceleration, 96 agility, 95 change of direction, 94 speed. Let's go. Hopefully this guy's a beast. Pretty much another Jalen Waddle. So draft recap time. Happy with the pulls. 75, Hidden Devin, McAllister. We got Daquan Lowe at running back. Just because I feel like we need another secondary running back. And the only thing, this guy had good combine, and he had B catching, which I figured was pretty good for his position. Only a normal dev. And the rest is just, just a solid draft. The bell of the ball is going to be Shaq McAllister. We need him to step up and replace the outgoing veteran Devontae Parker as our wide receiver 3. Let's get into year 4. For year 4, I mean, I don't even really need to preview the squad. This is the only thing that matters right now. We didn't sign anybody outside of a fullback, which is unfortunate. But QB1, who's QB2, is up to a superstar dev trait. I do want to get that throw power up a little bit. But here for year 4, I'm excited to see what CJ Stroud can do going forward. And year 4 continues just to be the weird year. There's no other way about it. We're last in the division, even though we're better than we've ever been before. For some contracts, players that we want for the full 5 years, let's see what we got. Xavier Howard, there's just no way we're going to replace him. At this point, we have so much salary cap that really we shouldn't be batting an eye at really any of these contracts, as long as these guys want to stay in Miami. I'm sure if they want to, the taxes and all that stuff certainly help out. Byron Jones, who's, I'm going to be honest, pretty disappointing. I don't think he's had more than an interception in a single year. But at this point, it's just like, let's retain the stars. Let's retain the X factors. Ogba's been very good, way better than what his rating indicates, and he doesn't have a bad rating by any means, but he's been better sim than some of my guys are in the 90s. Javon Holland, the Canadian, absolutely. Let's help the Canadian economy here. Give him some more money. Hope he's going to be a big old house on the East Coast. Jalen Phillips, guy been very disappointing, but again, higher upside. And what are we going to let him go to the market? He's probably going to be the best guy available. Jerome Baker's been solid. He's probably been the only guy that I've been surprised that has not gone of a dev trade. But just like that, we straight up re-signed everyone we wanted. I could even throw Needham, who's been our starting slot, couple bucks. We still have almost $70 million in salary cap. Just disgusting at this place. But it's what's more disgusting is our freaking record here in year 4 when our team's supposed to just be hitting our stride. And year 4 is absolute nonsense of a year. 6 wins. Stupid, to be honest with you. Looking at the league right now. Nothing great for our team. Face value. Let's take a look at the stats. Why? There's something from the stats that led us to believe that, there's a certain reason why. Because Stroud was outstanding. 4,800 yards, 36 touchdowns, 14 picks. Run game was okay. There's give and take, though. The passing game was so good that those are acceptable run game numbers. 12-4 for Fuller. 1,004 for Waddle. 14 touchdowns for the rookie McAllister. 1,000 yards. We had 10 touchdowns from Gesicki. McAllister was a beast, and he's superstar diff. Let's go. It makes it even more frustrating. What's going on? Like, was our defense just absolutely pathetic? 123 tackles for Van Der Esch led the team. Our sacks were not good. Still struggling to get pressure. We are rocking in a 3-4, though. So generally, it's 3-4s are hit or miss for sacks. Interceptions are not brutal, but also not amazing. Looking at the yearly awards here quickly. MVP went to Derrick Henry. CJ Stroud probably should make that list. The short list, he did not. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Oh, it didn't even go to McAllister. Went to Wilkins of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then for these individual awards, nothing there for the old Dolphins. I'm happy Stroud's still doing good. I'm happy he didn't stink. He's not the reason why. Look, we had the number 4 passing offense, but still overall the second worst rushing offense. It's 22nd in the league. Defensively, not bad. Just a rush. We just couldn't run the ball or stop the run. Which, all right, gives us some sort of direction to spend all this last money here in our final free agency period as we gear up for year 5. Take a look here. Carolina Panthers and the Jags. Yeah, year 4 Bizarro World. Malik Willis and the Panthers got themselves a Super Bowl. Congratulations. I more so want to look at our team, see if we have any dev traits. I think the rookie wide receiver could be X Factor. I wouldn't be shocked. He did not. No one on offense went up dev trait, but 3 superstars at wide receiver, a superstar quarterback, and Gesicki with double-digit touchdowns. I'm laughing with the talent we have at the skill positions. No dev traits gained on defense, so it was just kind of a nothing year. For free agency this year, we're going to be a little more aggressive just because we know our rush defense was bad and our rushing offense was bad. So therefore, even though there's not, need to upgrade over Agba and Hunt, we need to do something to improve those 2 areas. So I'm going to get the best run-stuffing D-lineman that fits a 3-4. That's Stephon Tuitt, formerly of the Steelers. We're coming with a big bid there. Shaq Mason at guard, just see if that's something that can spark our sim run offense. And then I'm looking at Shaq Barrett to really enforce the fact that we need to get more sacks. We need to get more pressures. We haven't had that double-digit sack number guy. And Shaq Barrett is proven in a 3-4 to pretty much lead the league in sacks. He's done that before with the Tampa Bay Bucks. So 3 veterans that hopefully can sign on. They want to come to Miami. We are primed for a Super Bowl run. Let's get that ring together, fellas. Come on. So we got 2 of 3. Proved the defense. Shaq Mason didn't want to hop over, but whatever. His loss. So the Vikings stunk with Tua. Gave us the number 4 overall pick. We have 2 first-rounders. Usually is fairly rare and uncommon to get guys that are going to truly impact your team right away on the year 5 rebuild. We need a guard, and right here we have Pat Hamels. Feel like there you go. There's the upgrade at guard. Hopefully he's a beast. Hidden dev. Let's go. I just doubled up on the offensive line. We got Grant Gordon, another hidden dev guard out of Michigan State. So draft recap time. I think we did an okay job. Anytime you get 2 devs, it's fine. I just don't know if they're going to be day 1 starters. And it was a good draft. I'm going to be honest though. The computer hooked me up. I drafted our 2 guards. Hamels, 72 hidden dev. We have Gordon, 73, but plus 2 there. I almost feel like I want to just sneak a peek. If any of those guys are superstar, we let them start. We got Jose Ford out of Wisconsin, 76 with a normal dev, 72 D tackle here. Jermaine Brown, hidden dev out of Oregon. Our best draft comes at the least important time because these guys it's going to be really tough for them to contribute in our final year of the rebuild as rookies. All right, year 5. Let's actually get a preview of the roster this time because we signed somebody. So Stroud, 84 superstar. We have Hall, 87. Need him to step it up just a little bit. Waddle, Fuller, and McAllister, 3 superstar wide receivers. Evan Neal up to a 90 overall. Prove the interior of the offensive line. Just, I don't know if there's any value playing those rookies right now over the established veterans. On the defensive side, this is where the changes, the big time improvements. Hopefully, we're going to see it right away. To it, we have Christian Wilkins and Raekwon Davis. Let's stop the run. You throw in Shaq Barrett, who's coming in, chasing a ring again, another ring. Let's affect the pass. Van Der Esch, X Factor. Really on the defense, I've been disappointed with Jalen Phillips and Jerome Baker. Other than that, everyone else has kind of done a job. I mean, I guess I could also throw some shade at Byron Jones, even though interceptions is not necessarily his game. But I think front and turn to back, this has to be a playoff team. We have to have an opportunity to go on a Super Bowl run here in year 5. Okay, well, this happens. What? This is the first time it happens. We need to see it live in the flesh. Year 5 and our team's garbage. 7-9. Not going to make the playoffs. Haven't had this yet. Haven't had year 5 not make the playoffs. It can't happen. I mean, there's a lot of good teams, I suppose, right? I don't know. I'm kind of lost for words here. Like, CJ Stroud sucked this year, but so far, generally, we hit on CJ Stroud. Like, better than Tua. Maybe not in terms of, like, what's Tua doing right now in the Packers? Did he have a huge year? Is he up to a star or superstar? I would still say you broke even. We broke even at worst. Moving on from Tua. But, like, what is going on? 1,000 yards for the running back. Wide receivers almost had 3,000-yard playmakers there. Defensively, we brought in to it more so as a run defender. We just couldn't get sacks. Where is Shaq Barrett? It's just, I don't want to say we fell victim to just 3-4 is awful. Like, unless you're manipulating your playbook to abuse the sim here. Like, again, it's just one of those things. It's gonna happen. It's like I could just cheese it and force wins every year 5 to guarantee we're gonna make the playoffs, but I don't really want to do that. There's no fun in that. I feel like you build a team like this that we just built, and there's Tua at number 7 there on the MVP list. You build a team like what we built, you expect that you're going to have postseason bursts. You're going to make the playoffs. You're going to be able to go on playoff runs. And the thing that's most frustrating is, like, I don't know what we could have done differently. This is a good team top to bottom. We're 87 overall. Let's just do this. That's all I care about at this point. We're gonna retire. I want to see where the rest of these teams look like. So we're 87 overall. How many teams are better than us? Let's just say that. Right now, our 87. So we have the Chargers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 88. There's some pretty damn good teams here. 91. Okay, there actually is some pretty good teams, but at least let's see. How about this? That's AFC teams. Who's better than us? 87 in the AFC. You have the Chargers, the Browns. There's 2. The Bills is 3. Titans is 4. Jets is 5. Okay, I guess we have 2 of the top teams in our division. But, like, we're the 6th best team in the AFC. How many, It's not ridiculous, okay? It's not like, oh my God, we should unequivocally make the playoffs. Our team's that stacked. But I don't know, man. This is unsatisfactory, I guess. Like, do I just try another year? Do I break the rules? Do I fudge the rules? Or do we just admit that this didn't work? And, like, where would I go differently? Did we stick with the O-lineman too long? I mean, we haven't really passed on any edge rushers. There just was no edge. Free agency sucked. I guess there was a bad roll of the dice in terms of free agents. There wasn't a whole lot of upgrades to be had. But I don't know, fellas. I think this is a pretty damn good team, to be honest with you. You know what? I'm going to do something here because I'm just for sim's sake, I'm going to go one more year strictly sim to see if we can win a Super Bowl. I'm going to give us a year 6, but I'm not going to play it. I feel like let's fudge it just slightly and see if some magic could happen. So I wasn't really paying attention to anyone that we had to re-sign, so this could be a little bit dicey. We're going to have to probably overpay everybody so they're not like, thanks, but no thanks. So Mike Gesicki, absolutely don't want to replace him. Let's give him 4 years, 49.8. Easy does it. Xavier Howard, he's looking for a 1 year. Let's bump everything up. Really, at this point, we're going to have to probably give dudes really generous round numbers. Let's give Xavier Howard 1 year, 12.5. We have Evan Neal on the offensive line. He's looking for a gargantuan contract. So hopefully we can keep him in the building. Let's give him something like that. 5 years, $106 million. Easy does it. We have Van Der Esch, who went up to a superstar X Factor this year. So we're not going to want, there's going to be no way in hell there's an upgrade over him on the open market. Let's give him 3 years, 37. Got him to resign. Breece Hall at running back. Actually, I think we should let that hit the open market just because our run game has been kind of inconsistent. We still got some, play around money for this offseason. We'll be a little silly when it comes to, but maybe not. We let Breece Hall go. Christian McCaffrey is a scheme fit. Why not? Big bid there. We got Ali Marpet on the offensive line. Shaquille Griffin to play on the outside at corner. See if that gives us something a little bit different than Byron Jones, which you have years past. And we got Lou Hedley at punter. The only bid I'm not super stoked on here is Ali Marpet. So let's up that just a little bit. Make sure we secure his services because, let's go with that. 1 year, $14 million for a superstar guard. That's the best lineman available on the open market. Man, we just can't sign a lot. We got McCaffrey. Logic makes you think like McCaffrey can compensate for not landing that big fish on the offensive line. We got Griffin on the defense. Just kind of waiting on the punter there. Let's go. Draft recap. I simmed the draft. Didn't have any influence over scouting. Again, you year 5. Thought it was over. So let's see how the computer helped us out. It looked pretty damn good. They got JT Shepard at pick 12, 75, hidden dev, edge rusher from Penn State. Not really a scheme fit for, he's going to have to be an outside linebacker. 3rd round, we got Jamison Butler, free safety from Clemson, 75 normal. A 70 linebacker there in the 4th round. Not a bad draft. 2nd round, a little bit of a bust there. Does he have a dev trade? George Jenkins from the powerhouse school of Columbia. Like, how hard is it for the Madden generated class to just have realistic schools for once? But hey, happy with the sim draft. And I don't feel so bad doing a year 6 because year 1, now that we start, like the start today, already in season, you're already burning a year. It's not really a full 5-year rebuild. Look at the offensive line. Actually, one of the guards we drafted last year had a superstar. You know what? Maybe it's worth starting for the ability. Maybe that has some sort of play in the sim. But ultimately, offensively, the positive is we have Christian McCaffrey. And hopefully Stroud is done having a mulligan of a year. The downside is Will Fuller has regressed down to an 80 overall. But ultimately, this offense is, we got McCaffrey. He's a sim god. Defensively, secondary might be, at least at the corner spot, little worrisome. From the pass rush standpoint, Shaq Barrett didn't do anything last year. Jalen Phillips needs to step up for sure. Like, did we just live in, just having these 3 guys on, 4-2-5 defense or something stupid? Like, what's going on? Like, not, obviously that wasn't what we're doing, but I don't know how to, explain those terribly low sack numbers for the guys we have on this defense. So hopefully last year was just a garbage year, and year 6, this team can put it all together, go on a playoff run. I'm bringing this live, man. I'm going to talk about it. We're simming straight to the playoffs. I don't need to go week by week. This team, with McCaffrey now, less than 11 wins is disappointing. 11, and if there's some weird thing where the Bills are 12 and whatever, Patriots 13 and whatever, and we're 11 wins and don't make it, okay, fine. We had one of the greatest divisions of all time. But no 7, Jeff Fisher, 8-9 bullshit. 7-10 bullshit. No chance. Let's see here. My guess says we're going to get 11 wins. 10, 11 wins, somewhere in that range. But I could be shocked when all is said and done. 11. There we go. AFC East title. I said this is straight sim. Oh my, you know what I forgot? And I should know because this is second rebuild this week. I said in previous years, we're not going to use the sim. We're straight up just going to sim advanced week and see if that has any change whatsoever on, is the super sim, once you get into that super sim, is that giving you a different sim experience than just advancing by the week? So maybe that's what we'll do here in year 6, since let's just try it out. We can't, we're already playing with, or not playing with, house money because we failed as a rebuild. And this is just a little bit of a bonus year. But at least we made the playoffs. CJ Stroud, outstanding. Where was this? Interceptions are still fairly high. 4,500 yards, 43 touchdowns, 17 picks. I mean, obviously the dimension of Christian McCaffrey in the offense can't go on. It's not 1,600 yards, 11 touchdowns. We weren't getting that from Breece Hall. 11 and 10 for Jalen Waddle, 11 and 7 from McAllister, 10 touchdowns, Mike Gesicki, Will Fuller, solid year. Defensively, Van Der Esch, all over the place. Very productive, 12 and a half sacks. Wilkins, 8.5 Shaq Barrett, 7.5 for Mumphrey. Interceptions, 4 for Howard. None of those, like, those are all very respectable numbers. Third offense in the NFL. Yearly awards. Mahomes is there. Stroud did not make the MVP. Look at that freaking Jalen Hurts, 77 there. For the AFC, any Dolphins? Jesus. Okay, I thought we had a couple guys that had great years. Just to be full transparency, because this season was day and night. Just nothing, no shenanigans. Never any shenanigans going on. We just went on a hell of a run mid-season, but we limped into the playoffs. 3 straight losses. Browns, Packers, so a 2 loss, and the Jets. Let's just see. Can we go on a little bit of run with... Oh, go into the Super Sim. Just straight box sim against Deshaun and the Texans. Fuck, and we're 1 and done. I don't know, man. It just wasn't happening. We gave him an extra chance. Had an insane year. Super Sim. Advanced Week Sim. Can't win, man. I don't know. 2 straight losses this week. That is very frustrating. I guess career stats is how we can finish. I don't want to, I don't want to dwell. You guys are probably bouncing now. You're like, this is stupid. Have a great quarterback. You 1 and done the playoffs. CJ Stroud, happy with him though. 4 years with the Dolphins. 18,000 passing yards, 140 touchdowns, 56 picks. 9 rushing touchdowns. 4 of them came in the first game. The only game we got to play with them. Gesicki was good for us. Jalen Waddle was very good for us. Pretty much an automatic 1,000-yard receiver. So that was dope to see. Didn't work in that in Madden 21, from big-time playmakers. Jerome Baker, a lot of tackles, over 1,000 career. Wilkins was obviously almost 50 sacks for a guy. 315. That's pretty good numbers for a 3-4 defensive end. Xavier Howard was a ball hawk, especially earlier on. Dried up a little bit there, years 3, 4, and 5. It's just, I don't know. Don't know what to tell you, fellas. I thought we did a hell of a rebuild. I hope you enjoyed seeing CJ Stroud pull the strings here for the Miami Dolphins offense, especially because he was the quarterback that fell to us. Wasn't that? I thought Anthony Richardson, Bryce Young, DJU, those are going to be one of the 3 QBs that would lead this Dolphins team. We ended up just settling, if you will, for CJ Stroud. Came in as a star dev, earned a superstar dev, and balled out. I could argue if you go 7, 8, 9, years 7, 8, 9, Stroud's only going to get better. Probably get an X. Did he get an X Factor? That could be something we hang our hats on here, actually, is if Stroud does go up to an X Factor. That's a nice little development if we're a realistic rebuild using real players. Taking a player from a star up to an X Factor. I don't know if we would have got him 43 touchdowns. He had so many picks. Yeah, too many picks probably to break even there. But he's up to a 95, which is insane. That'll do it for today's rebuild, fellas. Again, I'm open for suggestions. Whatever team you guys want to see me rebuild in the next rebuild, let me know in the comment section below. Again, if this video reaches 2,000 likes, I will have 2 new realistic rebuilds dropping next week. And I guarantee you, I promise you right now, one of those 2, I will win the Super Bowl. I'll put the pressure myself. One of those 2 rebuilds, I will win a Super Bowl. I guarantee you that. So 2,000 likes on this video, but you guys have been absolutely crushing it. It's incredibly humbling. I'm very grateful for all the love and support over the last couple weeks. Let's keep that momentum going. And that does it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If it's your first time subbing by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. We're about 500 subs away from hitting 150,000. So that'd be a terrific milestone for the channel as we're almost, 2 years off. We're 8 years in, almost going on year 9. 150K subs would be pretty dope. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see double realistic rebuild uploads next week, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace out.